Welcome back to Idle Lodge. It's time for a boat tour. It's a 19-foot inboard stern drive dream boat with a 4.3 liter V6. But if you were a cool person in the 1980s, you may recognize this as a 1986 Dolphin Gemini 190. They don't make these anymore. That means I collected it. It also means no one else wanted it.
This is what a $600 boat looks like.
Actually, I paid $600 for the boat without a title, then tracked down the two previous owners, settled a dispute between them, and paid the lawful owner $200 to have a replacement title printed for me. So that also makes me a philanthropist. It was probably a mistake to buy it, but it was snowing and I wanted to go home. As you can see, there is some interior damage in the back of the boat, and it had sat through who knows how many winters before I found it sitting without a cover in a storage lot in a snowstorm. But after taking a good look at it and cleaning it out, I think it should be in much worse shape than it is. I had high hopes, and I wasn't completely wrong either. First, I turned the engine over by hand to make sure it was in one piece.
All that potential, omni-dimension, no, we're dying to let you know you're watching the airplane show. It's all about my boat and me, we're testing out the buoyancy, so bring yourself a PFD in case of an emergency swim.
Then, I plugged in a battery to test the electronics. Everything worked except for the horn and the ignition. This scared me. Then I found the starter half taken out already. So I completed the removal without any tools and tested it with a battery to find that it was dead. This was not a surprise because that was why I was told I was getting a good deal on it in the first place.
It needs a lot of TLC, it shouldn't be on the TV, but if we get the engine free, maybe we can get this thing to swim. So let's see what we can do. Bring your own Elmer's glue, we'll make it look like it's new and hopefully.
So I used the force to put in a new starter and turn the key again, only to be let down by the same click. Actually, only after I hooked up a switch right to the starter was I able to get it to turn over by itself. So that means it probably has a bad starter relay or something like that, but I'll figure that out later. For now, I have determined that it does have spark, and every time the battery died, I took the spark plugs out in order to drain bad gas out of the engine. So that means the fuel pump works too, but the fuel inside is bad. So I just dumped a can of fuel stabilizer into the gas tank and kept trying. Eventually, it started sputtering. Let's enjoy.
I'm gonna try again. I'm dead battery.
Potential, omni-dimension, no, we're dying to let you know you're watching the airplane show. It's all about my boat and me.
Come on.
In case of an emergency swim. It needs a lot of TLC, it shouldn't be on the TV, but if we get the engine free, maybe we can get this thing to swim. So let's see what we can do. We want to swim. And things just don't go your way, maybe another day the sailboat will cross the bay and everyone will stop and chase for your life. We all have potential. That's him.
All right. After sanding down all the spark plugs and flooding and draining the engine 4 or 5 times, it's time to get your swim trunks on.
For your life.
So, we missed summer, but I think this is all I really wanted anyway. Isn't life great? Next year, I will spend the entire summer trying to get it to circulate water, and then who knows, maybe we'll even go boating.
Y'all let pretend, show her omni-dimension. No, this boat is a cinch. Show you're watching the airplane show. That's him.
That's right, we're gonna light up the candle tonight.
That's him.